Well, good evening, everybody. It is Friday. It is Glamour. It is half an hour of Glamour. We've got so much to cover. In fact, I need to get all my charts ready for you. I'm in a mask because I want to show you tonight. It's all about eyes. Because when we wear a mask, what is it that people are focused on? They're focused on our eyes. So it's all going to be about eyes tonight. So I just want to share with you how we look in a mask, and not that we don't know how we look in a mask. And I'm going to be taking it off so I can teach you. But I want you to see it's all about eyes tonight. Hi, Elaine. I see you jumped on. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. I may be starting just a moment early, but I'm going to be starting on. So I'll wear a mask for a moment more. I hope you can hear me. Elaine, can you hear me okay? Just say yes if you can, because I can see your comment here. I can't see the whole page, but I can see you. So if you can hear me, Elaine, just say yes. I'll be taking my mask off in a minute. I'm going to remind everybody also to please download the Mirror Me app. It's all about glamour. It's fun and it's glamour. So download the Mirror Me app, and remember to sign in with your name so I know that you're here. So thank you, Elaine. Thank you for telling me yes, you can hear me. It is being recorded, and there's now 2 people on, or it's 2 comments. I'm not sure. I can't tell. So I will be taking my mask off. Today is all about eyes, and it's going to be about eyes, shapes, and color theory. Just like last week, I had wanted to talk about brushes and the tools for application. And last week we did start with brows, but the last brow video just knocked me right off. So I'm going to start with that. It's not a large brow video. Marianne, hey, how are you? You're Sherry's guest, so I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. All right, let me take this banner off, and thank you for signing in. So I'm going to start where I left off last week. Remember, I'm going to try and keep this to half an hour. So I'm going to start with brows. So I'm going to share our screen. We're just going to do the quick brows video. Let me get that ready for us. Wait, I have to go back. I have to go back. I have to do that because, darn, I don't think I shared. I don't think I shared. Is this so frustrating? Share, stop screen share. Okay, I'm going to share the screen, and I have to remember to share the audio. So here we go. I'm going to get it. We're going to get it. I promise we're going to get it. And it's not going to knock me off. So let's go with this one. I'm going to make it big for you.
Hi everyone. I couldn't be more excited to talk to you about our new brow products. We are launching a brand new portfolio of products to help your customers achieve perfectly shaped, shaded, and full-looking brows. Here's what we got. First is the Mary Kay Precision Brow Liner. This product features a retractable, no sharpening needed micro tip that allows for lining, defining, and filling in the brows with hair-like precision. Let's look more closely at the micro tip. This design makes it easier to stay in control of application and create feathery strokes that look like natural hair. As you can see, this new liner can really help you achieve a more natural hair-like look. Something else I love about the new liners is that even after using it a few times, the tip is still fine, so I don't feel like I need to sharpen it. With 5 shades to choose from, the blendable, buildable color allows you to put your best brows forward any way you choose. Plus, this formula is life-proof, so once applied, there's no smudging or fading. While we're on the topic of shades, here are some tips on choosing your perfect shade. First, you want your brows to look natural and not like 2 solid rectangles on your face, right? So, when choosing, go with 1 shade lighter than your actual brow hair color. The lighter color will give the brow dimension and will give you a more natural, softer look. All you gorgeous redheads out there, this one's for you. Sometimes these brows can be extremely light or even look non-existent. For strawberry blonde hair, try the blonde shade. This tone tends to work well with this hair color. For darker auburn red hair, try the brunette or dark brunette, depending on how dark your hair is. If the brows are gray or silver, Filling in the brows with a taupe shade like the blonde or dark blonde liner works beautifully. Now this is for everyone, so listen up. No matter what color your brows and hair are, your brows don't need to be as dark or as bright as your hair color. In fact, if you think about most natural blondes, their brows are typically darker than their hair color. On the other side of that, if you have naturally jet black hair, going with a pure black brow may give you a very severe or harsh look. So in this case, I would recommend trying a combination of black brown and dark brunette or brunette so the brows have some dimension. Now let's talk about the volumizing brow tint. This product features microscopic fibers that cling to the hairs for fuller, lush-looking brows. So even customers with thin, sparse, faded, over tweezed, or even flat brows will see a visible boost. Just like the precision liners, these brow tints are life-proof with a flexible hold so they won't budge through your workday or your workout. Now, back in the 90s, the trend was more of a thin brow, so I may have plucked a little too much. And unfortunately, at some point, the brow hairs stopped growing back. So I'm ecstatic about the new brow tint. I'll admit I'm a bit of a lazy girl when it comes to doing my own brows in the morning. Yes, I said it. With this brow tint, all I have to do is open the tube, wipe off the excess, then start at the thickest part of my brow, which for me is the inner part, applying in short upward strokes. For some, the arch is the thickest part. So if that's the case, you start at the arch. And that's all I do. It's so easy and quick. I'm not a natural blonde and I have pretty dark brows naturally, so I use the blonde because it's a little lighter than the actual hairs and it blends really nicely. And that's my lazy girl brow. Now, of course, the precision liners and volumizing brow tints were designed to work perfectly together, and your customers will probably want to have both. That's because they each serve a different purpose. The precision brow liner is going to help with defining and filling in the brows, whereas the volumizing brow tint is going to help add volume and tame the brows. So when I'm not doing my lazy girl brow, here's what I do. First, I'm going to use my spoolie to comb through them. Then I'll take the precision liner in dark blonde and fill in the spaces where I overplucked in the 90s. So all the way out using short, feathery strokes. Again, the tip is so fine that you can really make the strokes look like natural hairs. And that looks great by itself. They're defined and filled in. But I'm going to go in on top of that and add some of the volumizing brow tint to help add some volume and keep them in place. Another thing to remember is that there are a lot of different ways your customer can create the perfect brow for her face. Some people prefer a more structured and shaped brow, whereas I prefer a more natural look. Now, we know that brows are a big deal, so you'll find a multitude of support tools available to you. The look is full of helpful brow tips, including this how-to map that shows how to find the best brow shape for your face, and lots of how-to videos and more that you can share with your customers on Product Central and the Video Lounge on Mary Kay in Touch. Have a great quarter, and I'll see you next time.
Okay, that's the end of that one. That's what I tried to share last week, so I just wanted to kick off because we really didn't talk much about brows. Brows, the difference with brows and no brows is like hanging up a poster but no frame. So a brow frames your face. If you could think about a face with absolutely no brows, it's like, what happened to my eyes? Where are they? There's no frame to them. There's no frame of reference. So let's talk about eyes. So first thing, I promised you last week, we talk about some eye shapes, and people can have a combination of two eye shapes. So there's a normal eye shape, which is also called a basic eye shape, which is the, like we talked about the face shape, the oval was supposed to be the ideal. Well, the normal eye shape is normally, okay, if you want to measure the width of the eye towards the width of the nose and the width of the other eye. So you're supposed to have the exact width of your eye between the two. That would be a basic normal eye shape. So if you want, you can measure with, it's hard for me to see without my glasses. I have to feel where my eye is. So you want to feel, you measure, and if you measure right from here to here, you've got a normal eye, and then it's the other eye. So it's one eye in between. Think of a cyclops, one eye in between. Okay, that's your basic eye. Your basic eye shape is this kind of roundish almond shape. Neither almond nor particularly round. It's your basic eye shape. So that we're going to talk about. The other one is a wide set. And that's when the bridge of your nose is wider. Therefore, your eyes are wider spaced out. You can often look at a woman and see that, especially in Black women whose nose bridge is often wider, but it's not specific to Blacks. Women have, white women, Latina women, Black women, all can have a wider eye shape here. So if it's the width of the eye is greater, if you've got a greater here, then your eyes are wide set. The opposite of that is close set eye. And again, anybody can have those, particularly if they've got a long face, because then the bridge of the nose is narrow, and so the eyes are closer set. So there's not a width of the eye between them. So you're going to have them closer set in. There's wide, there's close, there's basic. The other one is a hooded eye. A hooded eye is also called a no eyelid, an Asian eye. A lot of Asian women have that no eyelid showing. It can come with age. A lot of people have it early in life. You can get born with a more hooded eye. There's some amazing models out there. Christy Brinkley is one, and she has a hooded eye. She hasn't had surgery to correct it, to the best of my knowledge. I have a bit of a hooded eye. And I also have a droopy eye, which I'm going to talk about. But the hooded eye is when, oh gosh, sorry. The hooded eye is when the eyelid comes down a bit overneath. Sorry, I'm trying to turn my phone off. I thought I had. Okay, it's on silent mode. The hooded eye is when the eyelid comes a little bit below the actual lid. You know, this eye up here comes a little bit lower, so it's more of a hooded look. Again, it can come with how you're born, it can come with age, and it can come with ethnicity. The other eye is a droopy eye. It sounds awful, but it's really not. It's an eye that tends to have a downward slant here on the side. It has more of a downward slant here. And a lot of people tend to want to follow when they're putting on eye color. They want to just follow the line, and they end up increasing the droop. Because if you just follow your line, if you're doing anything, you'll bring it down, and you end up having a droopy line. You're giving your eye a downward turn, which is an aging look. I have a hooded eye and a droopy eye, and I have to correct both. And then the other one, opposite, and then we have a deep set eye, and that's when the eye is deep into the eye socket. The deep set eye. And the deep set eye, again, there are a lot of people born with it. There are some people who it gets a little worse in age, but it's the eye that is in. And you can often look at a woman sideways, and if the brow bone is more prominent than the eye, it's a deep set eye. And as we age, it can be an aging eye. And because some people call it a sunken eye. I do not call it that. And the last one is a prominent eye, where the eye is actually pushed out a little bit, and it's actually, the eye is very visible, and you don't have a lot of brow overhang. There's not a lot of this bone overhang. So you've got the normal eye, the wide set eye, the close set eye, the hooded eye, the droopy eye, the prominent eye, and the deep set eye. That's 7 different eye shapes. So I want you, when you've done with this, to take a mirror and take a good look at yourself. Now, how you look at yourself is you look straight on in a mirror. You're not looking with your eyebrows up or your eyes open. You're not looking down. You're just going to look straight on in a mirror, honest to goodness yourself. And you look and you see, when you are looking straight in your mirror, how do your eyes look? And then you look at the edges. Are they droopy? You want to take your finger and actually do a quick measure. If you want to be precise, you can get the tape measure, but I'm not that precise. You just take your finger and you measure. Look at the bridge of your nose. See what type of eye shape you have. Is it more pushed back into your head? Is it more prominent from your head? Those are all the different eye shapes we have, and we have different makeup applications for that. The other thing we have is eye colors, and these are what also we have to look at when we're doing eye colors and and eye application. So basic 3 colors. They used to say 4 colors. There was hazel and green, but hazel and green have kind of blended together because hazel eyes can have a blue cast, a green cast, a brown cast, a golden cast, depending on what clothes you're wearing or sometimes even how you're feeling. So hazel eyes are hazel green. Usually it's hazel green. If they're more hazel blue, they fall into the blue category. So there's hazel, which is hazel green, the blue, and the brown. The most common eye color is brown. So we also want to talk about eye colors, eyeshadows. They come in matte, satin, shimmer, and sparkle. Most women can wear matte, satin, most can wear shimmer, and a few can wear sparkle. They also come in powders, creams, metallics, and liquids. Powders, of course, are, we have all the above, but powders are the most popular. This is our powder palette, and each of our little powders, they're in my palette here, and each of them is $8. These are each $8, and they can go into a little compact. So these are the powders. We also have liquids. We don't have cream at the moment. We used to, but we don't have a cream. And we're coming out a limited edition metallic. Metallics are usually fun and trendy. So ours are going to be just a limited edition for color. The metallics are great on bronze skin because they show up so well, but they can be a bit harsh on older skin or very pale skin because the metallics have a lot of shimmer, and you don't want to do a lot of shimmer on aging skin because it shows up the crepiness. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the colors based on your eye colors and what benefits you. And I want you to think about your eye shape, but we're going to go into that in a minute. So let me do another screen share about colors. We're going back to art class. This is 6 minutes. I'm going to try and keep this whole video below half a minute because I want to really finish up with a basic eye look tonight. And then next week, I'm going to go into some more specific eye looks. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick share screen. I'm going to take this banner off. Let me get rid of this one. Where is my pointer? Banner. There we go. Okay, let me share this screen. I think I'm getting pretty good at this now. Sharing the audio. And let me see. All right, off we go. Maybe.
Have you ever wondered why some makeup shades look amazing on some people and horrible on others? Well, the long and short answer to that question is color theory. I want you to think back to your days in art class when you were in school. I guarantee you that every art teacher had a poster of the color wheel hanging up somewhere in their classroom. Probably looked something like this. Well, I bet you didn't think that all these years after grade school, you'd be using the color wheel to help your customers choose that perfect red lipstick or an eyeshadow that will make her eyes pop. After this color theory workshop, not only will you have a basic understanding of how the color wheel works, you will be able to take that information and use it to confidently help choose your color cosmetics for your customer that she'll love. Now, the first thing that anyone learns about colors is that there are 3 primary colors. These colors are red, blue, and yellow. In theory, we can create any color using red, blue, and yellow with black and white, but more on that later. From the primary colors, we can create the secondary colors. Red and yellow make orange, blue and red make purple, which is sometimes called violet, and yellow and blue make green. The last group of colors on the color wheel are called tertiary colors. A tertiary color will always have a primary color as its first name and a secondary color as its last name, because that's how they're made, with one primary color and one secondary color. red orange, yellow green, blue purple, which is sometimes called blue violet, red purple or red violet, are the tertiary colors. Now, I know what you're thinking. None of the colors that we just talked about look like any of my Mary Kay color cosmetics. And you're right, they don't. Makeup colors live inside the color wheel because they're either a tint, tone, or shade of a color on the outside of the color wheel. Let me show you. Adding white to a color will create a tint. Pink is made by adding white to red. The eyeshadow Dusty Rose is pink, making that a tint of red. Dusty Rose would live here inside the color wheel. Adding gray to a color will create a tone. Moss is a grayish green eyeshadow. Moss would live here inside the color wheel. Adding black to a color will create a shade. Merlot is a shade of blue purple. It would live here inside the color wheel. Let's talk about complementary colors. Complementary colors are the most commonly used colors in makeup. Complementary colors are opposite from each other on the color wheel. Let's practice finding a complementary color on the color wheel. Here's yellow. If I draw an imaginary line across the color wheel from yellow, purple will be on the other side. That means that purple is a complement or opposite of yellow. Pretty cool, huh? When we put complementary colors next to each other, they will stand out, which is why they make great eyeshadow colors when you want to make your natural eye color pop. Now, let's put what we just learned about the color wheel and complementary colors into practice so that you can see exactly how it all works together. First up, green and hazel eyes. I look at the color wheel. The color across from green is red. Red eyeshadow isn't something we have in the Chrome Fusion portfolio, but there are shades that have red in them. If I look at my color wheel to find the colors that are made with red, there are a lot more shades to choose from than you may have first thought. We have some beautiful pink, purple, and orange shadows that will really make green eyes stand out. Blossom, Dusty Rose, Shiny Penny, Burnished Bronze, Frozen Iris, Sweet Plum, and that's only a few. Blue eyes can really sparkle if they're paired with the right shadows. If I look at the color wheel to find the complementary color, the color right across from blue is orange. Any shade that has orange in it is a great choice. Shiny Penny and Gold Status are obvious choices, especially for a bold crease color. Warm browns will also work well. Cinnabar is a great go-to for a warm, neutral shadow because of how much orange is in it. Moonstone or even Candlelight would make a great inner corner highlight color. Did you know that 79% of the world's population has brown eyes? They're the most common eye color. Because brown is a combination of the primary colors, many different eyeshadow colors will work with brown eyes. Jewel tones like Starry Night, Evening Navy, and Emerald Noir will complement brown eyes beautifully. I've found that for someone who may not be super comfortable wearing bold colors, purple is a great starter color. We have so many beautiful purple shades to offer, like Frozen Iris, Sweet Plum, and Merlot. It's hard to pick one that won't look good. Brown eyes really can have it all. With time and practice, this will feel comfortable. There are tools to help you: a color wheel, complementary eyeshadow chart, and a skin.
Okay, so that was the color wheel. So if that helped you, if you've got blue eyes, remember that you want to go into the golden shades, which are also the warm browns. If you've got hazel green, you want to go into the color wheel for those. So just think about that and remember that when you're also choosing colors, and we will help you with that. So let's talk about more. Oh, I do want to share another video. I may have it towards the end because it's how to put on eye makeup with glasses, and I may start with that next week. So let's talk about eye shapes. I've got my big storyboards and I've got my little storyboards. These are a little harder to see. Okay, so this is your basic eye shape, and it's going to tell you where to put the colors. And what I'm going to ask you to do, ladies, I'm going to ask you to take your eye shape for me. Let me know what it is, and I can email you this application for yourself. So that's your basic eye shape. This is if you have a close set eye, how you're going to apply color. This is if you have a, let's see, deep set eye, how you're going to apply color. And I'm going to show you, and I will give you this for yourself if you tell me what kind of eye shape you have. If you don't know, snap a picture straight on to the camera. Don't smile, don't raise your brows, just snap a picture looking straight, and send it to me. Okay, this is if you have droopy eyes coming out of it. This one is an application chart for, let's see, prominent eyes. And this, two more. This is an application chart for hooded eyes. You can see where they're often called Asian eyes. And then this is an application chart for wide set eyes. So I'm going to give you some basic tips, and I'm going to talk about the basic eye tonight. So some tips. There's three, we're going to talk about three eye colors. The highlight color is the lightest color to highlight the areas you want to highlight. If you want something to be highlighted and people to notice it, that's where you put your highlight color. Just always think about that. The highlight color highlights what you want to attract attention to. The mid-tone color is used to shape the eye. It should be as close to your skin tone, maybe a shade darker than your skin tone, and it should always, or 99% of the time, it should be a matte shade. Shouldn't have a shimmer to it. And then the accent color is also known as the contour color. It can be used as an accent to match or complement your clothing. It can add depth or excitement, or it can actually contour your eye a little bit more, as we're going to see. So you've got the three colors we're going to use is the highlight, the mid-tone, the accent. And you can actually have four colors because you can have the highlight, the mid-tone, the accent, and the contour color. These two are similar close, but if you want a little excitement, if you want to add a little pop of color, that would be those. So we do have some compacts. I want to show you, talking about four colors, our little petite palette. I love this little petite palette. It's tiny, it'll fit in your purse, and it actually holds, this one has none in it, 4 eye colors. This will hold exactly 4 eye colors. Of course, after that, we've got our, and that petite palette is $8. Then we have our perfect palette, and it depends what you put in it. It has a mirror also, but the perfect palette can hold 6 eye colors here, either applicator brushes here or a cheek color, or you could hold 12 eye colors total there. You could have 2 totally complete looks there, or you could hold 9 colors and a cheek color. So you could have 3 eye color looks and a cheek color, but you could do anything with this because they're all magnetic. So each color just pops right in with a magnet. See? Stays right in there, and I can take it out. So I can change anything. And then, of course, we have, I just closed my finger in it. Then we have the biggest palette. I actually had my name put on there, and this is called the Pro Palette. And this holds everything. In fact, it holds all our eye colors, pretty much. It holds 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. It holds 20 eye colors. So that's our Pro Palette. This is the one I have in my bathroom. This is another one I have. I'm just letting you know. So we have the 3. The Pro Palette is 25 empty. The Perfect Palette is 18 empty. And the Petite Palette is 8 empty. So those are the palettes. So let's talk about how we would do eyes. There's some products that we're going to need to use, and this is one of them. This is called the eye primer. And this is a little cream that you just put a little bit, just a little bit of cream, and you put it on the eyelid. I'm going to get my camera and just blend it in so it doesn't show. And it blends into the eyelid from the lash line to the brow. Have you ever had your eye color on and about midday, you've got all of the eye color in a crease here and the rest of the eyelid has nothing? This stops it. This holds it on. This is a tremendous product. It's called Eye Primer. It's like our foundation primer, our lip primer. Eye primer is important, and it's going to help to keep the eye color on and stop it from bleeding. The only time you don't use eye primer is with a liquid color, but otherwise you just use it every single day. So we're going to start with your eye primer, and then you're going to get your I like to, you know, a lot of people like to start with a highlight color first, but here's what I teach and here's what I like to do because it works for most eyes. I'm going to start with my eye crease brush. Now, remember which one you have. If it says eye crease, that's where you want to start. Now, again, it's particularly important if you have hooded eyes, but if you really want a good placement of finding how your eyes work best, you're going to make sure they're, you know, what shape they are. If they're droopy, we're going to talk about that a little time more. But you want to hold your mirror. You want to look straight into your mirror. You're not going to raise your eyes. You're not going to wink or blink. You're just going to look straight. Then you're going to take your color, your matte color, and you're going to literally put the color where you can see it, where you're looking straight. So you'll just literally looking straight into the mirror and put the color where you'll see it. Remember, eyeshadow is supposed to look like your eyelashes are casting a shadow on your eye. Now, if you've got a more hooded eye like I have, when you open it up wide and look like this, you're going to typically find that your eye color is higher than your crease. Because what we tend to do is we do this, we look in a mirror, open our mouth, you know how that goes, and then we put our eye color in our crease. But if you're putting your eye color in the crease, when you open the eye, it doesn't show. So you want to get your matte color, your mid-tone, your crease brush, you want to look straight ahead, and you want to get the eye color so that you can see it when your eyes are open straight ahead. Now you can close your eyes and you can go back and blend a little bit. Now, if you've got the position of where you want your first matte color, the shaping color of your eye, now you want to look and see, where do I want to highlight? Again, it depends where you're going to be. If you're going to be on stage, please don't put a lot of shimmer up here under the brow bone. I'm having a hard time seeing. Don't put a lot of shimmer here under the brow bone. I don't have any shimmer, and as it is, the light is catching my eyes here. But if I had shimmer, all you could see on my brow bone would be shimmer, shimmer, shimmer. So you want to do a matte shade under here. It can be light. It just can't be shimmer. It can be, I wouldn't even do a satin under here. I would do a matte, lighter color here, or leave it your own skin tone. Put concealer or foundation on it. You know, there's nobody to say your foundation go on your eyelid. Foundation is for your face. Your eyelid, the last time I checked, was part of your face. So leave this with nothing on it. Or if you're going to be under a light, like a reflective light, as you can see. I've got my ring light here, and that would be reflecting all the shimmer. I've seen people on stage singing, like locally, like at church, not professionals on the camera and on the movies. And they have, all you can see up here is shimmer, shimmer, shimmer. And it kind of, as a makeup artist, it detracts. So once you've got your basic shaping of your eye, then you want to look what you want to highlight. Now, again, for most people, when you highlight the middle of the lid, the middle of the lid here, if you put a little shimmer, satin or shimmer right here, right immediately above your eye where you're looking, it actually opens up the eye and it reflects from the iris, the center of the eye, and it brightens your eye. It gives you a little bit of shimmer, shimmer, shimmer. You know, not sparkle, more like satin shimmer, not a sparkle. So that's where you're going to, so you want to take your lighter color, and now if you want to make your eyes look bigger, I've got hooded eyes, remember, so I do want them to come forward. This is not for a prominent eye. I'm going to give you a different one, but this is most basic eye shapes except prominent eye. But even with the prominent, no, don't look at me if you've got a prominent eye. This is not yours. Okay, and you want to take a little bit of shimmer here, but then you can put your base all over. Now, this is not the brush. You want to use your all over eye color brush, which would be this one, all over eye color. And you want to get, you can do a satin or a matte, and you can do all over here. Remember, you've already got your shade here where you want it. So now you've got your lighter satin matte here. And if you want a satin, or if you want a matte up here, you've got this all over eye color brush. Okay, so this is the all over eye shaper, all over eyeshadow, all over eyeshadow brush. That does the all over. Probably want 2 of these because you often want one to blend. You don't always want to mix shimmer and matte. So now you've used 2 brushes, and then now the last color you're going to get is your contour color or the highlight color, the accent color, I should say. And again, the contour color is going to be one of these darker ones, depending on your eye shapes, or it can be a fun one, like a green or a purple or a starry night blue. But these, or even a black, that will give you some, we'll do a smoky eye as well. That will give you a lot of the accent. And this is when you do your eye shape. When I tell you about your eye shape, that's where you're going to then put it. So now you've got your mid-tone, which has shaped your eye. You've got your highlight to bring any areas forward. Now you're going to take your, it's called eye smudger brush. And you're going to get either your highlight if you want to complement your colors, or you want to build your eye contour, and you're going to bring wherever it is you want to contour. Do you see I've got mine here and here? So it makes my eyes look lifted, because remember I told you I have more droopy eyes, but it's giving me, and I've got close set eyes, a little bit of close set eyes. So this is giving me more lift and wider open. So this is how you do a general eye. Most eyes can start with this. If you want to do a more smudgy eye, that's more of a smoky eyes, and we can go, I'm going to show you that a little bit. This is your basic eye with the basic application, and I'm going to work on that a little bit more. This brush is our cream color brush, and this is going to be used a lot also with the eye primer and with a concealer. So these are the brushes you want for your eyes, your 3 brushes, your cream color brush. You do want an extra all over eye brush. You want your primer and you want a concealer. So that's going to be our basics. So again, that's your basic with 3 colors or 4 colors. So you're going to do your mid-tone, which is your middle tone eye color closest to your skin tone. My mid-tone color is, it's called hazelnut. I have to find it here. It's this one. It's shade darker than my skin tone, and it shapes my eye. And then the highlighters can come in some shimmer or some satins or a matte. And then of course, so you've got your mid-tone, your highlighter, and your contour or accent color. So we're going to be talking about more over those, and each of these show you where to place them. So the highlight, the mid-tone, and the accent. And this might be easier to see. I have it in huge because I used to teach on this and put them on the wall. These are all, I put them together and I highlighted them all, so it shows you the highlight color on the top in pink, the mid-tone color in blue, and the accent shade in purple. So I'm going to be able to show you those. This is your basic eye, if you can look at that. And I'm going to be showing you more on that. So that's your very basic. So we're going to try and do as many as we can. There's 6 other shapes, and I'm going to try and get them all next week. And I also want to show you a little video on how to do it wearing glasses. But we've already been 40 minutes here tonight. So I'm going to cut us off tonight, and I'm going to invite you to come back next week. But again, find your eye shape, whether it's close-up, wide-set, droopy. If you're not sure, ask a friend. If you're not sure, snap a picture of yourself straight on, with no makeup on, straight on, and send me the picture, or send your consultant the picture, and we'll help you. And then tell me what it is, and I'll send you an email with your individual chart, so we can do that next week. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for staying on with me, 40 minutes worth, and I do try and like to keep it for 30 minutes, but we did a lot tonight. So thank you, guys. I'll see you on Wednesday for skincare, supplements, and I'll see you next Friday for more of this. Oh, and I need to remember, secrets, it's for non-Mary Kay consultants. It's only for customers. It's only for my customers. And I'm going to invite you to a very special makeup tutorial by an international makeup artist. And that's going to be on Tuesday, the 18th of this month. I'll let you know. You're going to get an invitation. Only by invitation. Just letting you know. Save the date. Okay, guys. See you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.